Hey guys, Mohammad Abdul Aleem here once again, and today I have a PPT for you to show. I hope this would be very helpful for you. So it talks about how to build your vocabulary and how to overcome mother tongue influence. In short, it's called MTI. Few people call it influence of mother tongue, IMT, and few of them called MTI, that's mother tongue influence. So let's take a look. Well, first thing is you got to break down the types of the words. The tier 1 types of the words are the ones which are smaller number, which are very short, and which generally have 1 or 2 syllables in them. For example, mother, clock, jump. You just got to break it down into different words and different syllables. Then you got the tier 2 words. It means the words with wide usage that most readers don't have in their spoken vocabulary. For example, dismayed, stupendous, absurd, paradox, wary. These are close to 7,000 words, which are not very complex and at the same time not very frequently used by Indians especially. Alright, then you got the tier 3 words, which are very specialized and are almost never heard outside of any of these disciplines where they are usually used. For example, monozygotic, tetrahedron, bicameral, and so on. So these are very highly specialized words which are very seldom heard or read in any of the articles or newspapers. So you just got to know them, you just got to learn them, and let's see how else that you can improve your vocabulary. Then the first thing is you got to be curious. If you come across a new word wherein you did not know its meaning, you have to develop a sort of a curiosity wherein you want to know the meaning of that. So you have to do a lot of reading, you have to do a lot of listening when you come up with a new word. You have to follow a dictionary and you have to know its meaning. You should also do the activity of utilizing that particular new word that you have come to know, and to such an extent that you should be very familiar with its meaning and with its usage. There might be a few exercises that you might use, so you can find many of the vocabulary exercises and you can use that in sentences, you can use that in different games for vocabulary, and you can improve your vocabulary in this way. Then now you have a little activity over here to a question like Lalu Yadav, okay, the former railway minister of India, central government. He said 999 pi 4 7 4 pi 449. So you just got to guess what the question is. This is a little bit of activity for you. Alright, here we go. You got to remove the MTI. This is the second segment of our video, which talks about how you can get rid of the mother tongue influence. So firstly, you got to listen to the good speakers. If you're an Indian, you can listen to some like Shashi Tharoor or Amartya Sen, Harsha Bhogle, as well as the Booker's Prize winner, what's her name? Arundhati Roy. Yeah, these are very good speakers. They have very good grammar, their pronunciation is very well, and they're very fluent and proficient in the usage of English language. Then you got to observe the mouth movement. You have to ensure that you use the organs of speech very effectively and you come up with the right pronunciation, because at times you might call M-O-O-N as moon, whereas it's not moon, it's moon. So you have to observe the mouth movements of the speakers, and then you have to develop your pronunciation. Your pronunciation should be exactly in the way it should be pronounced in the given language. Then you have to make an effort. This is using your knowledge into practicality, and then look for correct pronunciation in dictionary. You need to learn the international phonetic alphabets, guys, and you got to know where the syllable stress lies in a particular word. It's only when you would be able to use the pronunciation dictionary very well and efficiently, and you would come up to the curve and pronounce the words properly and get rid of the mother tongue influence. Record your own voice and listen. this is also one of the most important aspects, that you got to deal with your pronunciation. Well, speak English. So what you got to do is you can either stand in front of the mirror and you can get going, or you got to, everybody has smartphones, and the usage of voice recorder is not very difficult. You just got to record your voice, and then you can listen to your own words. And when you listen, it's completely different when it comes to you speaking and trying to know your own mistakes in pronunciation. So what happens when you listen? You give utmost attention, 100% attention to what you're speaking, and if you come across any word which you felt you mispronounced, you would rectify then and there. Then make a list of frequently used words which you haven't been using so far, or something that you have started using very recently, or you might have come across its meaning and you haven't been using the word. So this really is a very painstaking job, but I would really advise you guys to do this. If you do this, what you got to do is you just got to take a long notebook, and whenever you read or whenever you do the listening activity for improvement of your vocabulary, you can just write the new word which you have come across, either while reading or listening, and then you can know its meaning. And then the next step is speak it a little slowly and then bring that word into practice. Let me also tell you one more aspect about mother tongue influence. Well, mother tongue influences your language in two ways. One is your pronunciation, the other is grammar. So what this slide talks about is your mother tongue influence for pronunciation in English language. And then you got to go ahead with the practicing the sentences which are very well used, which you and I and people call it as tongue twisters. So what happens when you not just use the tongue twisters, you would also come up to the curve with the pronunciation of the word in the sentence, and then you would also get rid of the mother tongue influence. For example, the first tongue twister over here in this slide is she sells seashells at the seashore. She sells seashells no more. And the second one is black buck bit a big black bear. But where is the big black bear that the big black buck bit? So that is something that you got to practice, and if you practice it well, you should be in a position to pronounce each and every word properly without stopping when you utter these tongue twisters. That's the end of the slide, and if you have any questions, you can just leave that in the comments, or you can write to me at mohammadaleem.info@gmail.com. Thank you so much for time being, and you have a great day, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.